And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of...
Hello viewers, my name is Adam and this is Seeking Me Productions bringing you another trailer review. In this video we'll be looking at the first trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. This movie gets the title from the comic book Brand New Day, where it's a similar premise, basically of Peter Parker starting his reality right over after everybody, after in the comics was Civil War and one more day situation, but at the end of the day he's starting life over with everybody not knowing who Peter Parker is, but everybody still knows who Spider-Man is. And it's basically just more of a loosely inspired interpretation of that storyline of comics. Brand New Day is another restart of the at least the MCU Spider-Man, given the fact that after the first trilogy of films directed by John Watts, this is being helmed by a new director in the MCU after his success with Shang-Chi and recently Wonder Man, Destin Cretton. A very visually dynamic director in the MCU that he's clearly going to be one to watch out for. And from what I'm seeing here from his personal visionary status, I could say for one thing, the visuals, I would say the compositions and the cinematography is really solid here. Very different from what John Watts delivered, more depth in the image, more of an introspective look on with the dynamic web swinging. The CGI is clearly not done here, so it's like right now it's like half and half. Yeah, great compositions, but everything from color grading and CGI is not yet there yet. But overall from the trailer, I'll say this is like, aside from that and the criticism aside, it's actually one of the best Spider-Man movie trailers. Like, this is coming from someone who has not actually been very a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's interpretation of Spider-Man, but at least from this trailer, this is like a very much essential Peter Parker day in life situation here. We're seeing all the hallmarks of what people expect from a Spider-Man story. From a down on his luck Peter Parker who's struggling in his meat, doing everyday scenarios while also fighting crime. We're seeing a whole lot of Easter eggs here and through this trailer. A lot of callbacks to classic Spider-Man stories, instant recognizable comic panels or covers brought to life on screen. Yeah, this is that's what I meant about good keen eye on the cinematography here, despite when not everything is all together yet. I'm actually more on the camp that because of the big popularity of Spider-Man, they waited this long for to release a trailer for Brand New Day, given the fact this is like 3 or 4 months off. Usually for a big movie like this, they usually start off 6 months or even a full year advance. We did get a behind the scenes one day, like the first day of shooting behind the scenes look at Spider-Man, which was really well received, by the way. I think that should have been it, because the popularity of Spider-Man is so big worldwide. I think they should have did the Studio Ghibli route when they did the last movie of The Boy and the Heron, and not released a single trailer until like only a single poster. Some of it, I don't think we got this yet, but just a single poster with the release date and see what happened, because that would have been an interesting experiment. At least for a Hollywood picture to do for a big massive popular IP such as Spider-Man. Would be interesting, but alas, that's not happening. In the trailer, we're not only were we seeing like the essential elements of what makes a Spider-Man story, obviously the characters that's populating in this trailer here. We're finally seeing a live action team up, looks like, or at least an interaction with Spider-Man and the Punisher. Given that Punisher made his debut in the Spider-Man movie, in the comic books, this is like a long time coming. And a full circle moment for John Bernthal and Tom Holland, who was for the fact that John Bernthal helped out with Tom Holland to get the Spider-Man role. It's finally to see that fruits come to labor here, the fruits of labor here. And speaking of Punisher here, Not only are we seeing him, but at the end of the trailer, we see the hand, the red gi, ninja uniforms of that classic assassin group, ninja group. Normally, there's a Daredevil villains, so Charlie Cox already made a cameo back in the last movie. So even though the timelines of the Daredevil show might, like, I think Daredevil, the next season, season 2, takes place before the events of this movie. And given the fact the big giveaway is there's a new mayor of New York City is here, I'm really hoping that Daredevil makes some form of appearance finally in a live action Spider-Man movie. Like Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner is here. Looks like he's taking on the role similar to what Doc Connors usually do in the Spider-Man movies. Peter seeking for scientist advice for a situation that he's going. That the plot is showing that we might be getting a man spider situation here. That's a wild storyline if that actually happens, with Peter Parker's having an increased genetic mutation going around. If you're recognized from not only the comics, but if you was a millennial growing up with the Spider-Man, the animated series route, you'll know that there's some similarities with that going on here. We see not only a voiceover with Tom Holland's Peter Parker, but also another voiceover in the middle. I'm guessing that's Marvin Jones' Tombstone. Speaking, we don't need to see him in this trailer, but he also the person who, if it's that clearly we hear another voice that's probably recognizable, like Keith David. Like, if Keith David's in the movie, that's a big plus. This it's worth checking out anything that Keith David is doing, but I'm not sure if he's in there. But if the voiceover is Marvin Jones' Tombstone, I'm looking forward to what his take on it, especially if he starts if he's just as well written as when he was portrayed by Keith David in Spectacular Spider-Man. That will be worth the watch. I'm really hoping that they move forward beyond the MJ and their version of MJ and that needs to be a new. I'm hoping for a new supporting cast. I feel as though that's been the weakest aspect to the MCU Spider-Man, is the supporting cast not necessarily on par with previous adaptations. And the mere fact that we probably see an unknown villain here that's keeping under wraps, that's understandable. The trailer, it holds by itself, like it stands on its own by itself as this moment. It's very surprising to me. It actually looks promising to see this new direction that the Tom Holland Spider-Man is really needed, and it'll be interesting if they stick the landing with that release date, because I think this comes out 2 weeks before the Odyssey, something that Tom Holland and Zendaya are also casted in, and Spider-Man against Christopher Nolan is a box office situation which I do not envy any studio facing. So yeah, very surprising first new look at Spider-Man Brand New Day. Wasn't a fan much in the previous trilogy, but this new direction seems promising enough. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. What is your take on this trailer? Did you think we even needed a trailer? And what type of new angles or direction that this new Spider-Man possible trilogy has in store for us? Also, what we didn't see from this trailer, Sadie Sink's character has been going around, very rumor case that we don't see nothing of her. So yeah, they're keeping a lot of things close to the vest, but they're intriguing nonetheless from what the trailer did show us. And also check us on our other social media outlets of Threads, Instagram, and Letterboxd for all things content we don't necessarily post on this channel. Again, my name is Adam, and this has been SCK Media Productions. See ya!